So back to Alex's backstory. Then a desperate gym owner called and begged Alex for help. So this is the segment that sort of everything changed for Alex, right? Tired of traveling, Alex decided to sell his process instead of doing the work himself. He randomly charged $6,000 and the client said yes. So basically, he was at this point with Layla traveling and launching gyms, right? Traveling out and launching it for them, doing all the sales, doing the pamphlets, whatever it might be. And he was like, fuck this, right? Like they're going all in with Layla's online coaching offer. And he just didn't want to travel anymore. It was just terrible, wasn't scalable as he wanted it to be. And now, one of those people or the potential clients he was going to launch the gym for them called Alex and told them like, yo, like, you need to come do this. And Alex like, I'm not coming out, there's no ways. And he's like, okay, just teach me how to do it. And Alex like, I don't have time for this. He's like, okay, give me a number. How much can I charge you for this information? And Alex gave him the craziest number that he could think of because he didn't want to do it. And he said $6,000. And this guy actually paid him. And Alex was like, what? This guy paid $6,000 for mentorship or just information to launch it himself. And so he was pretty like shocked, right? And so the next gym owner called him again, and this time he charged $8,000, and then he charged $10,000. And in one day he sold $60,000 worth of gym launch systems. That moment changed everything. Alex realized his knowledge, his marketing scripts, ads, and sales systems was far more valuable than his time. Which I think is exceptional, right?
Might not be more valuable, but I think it's more scalable.
Yeah. And just coming back to like this entire system, right? Because now we found something that really like, this looks like scalable, this is going to be massive, right? But he would have never known that this was a valuable product or that he could sell this and be very profitable if he didn't spend time in the market, right?
Or so out of desperation.
Or out of desperation, but essentially taking action, right? Like that's the big thing. And so it all started by him dropping out, right? And following his passion, which was the gym. Then he found what he specifically liked doing in that niche or market, which was scaling the gyms, right? And after spending time in the niche market, really understanding his client and their wants and needs, a great opportunity to make good money stumbled on his way, right? It's not like he was searching for that, it just sort of stumbled over his path, right? Some people call that lucky. I'll call that like, he spent time in the market and he suffered to get lucky, right? And so Alex says there's three drivers behind creating something truly great: pain, profession, and passion. So essentially pain, you personally felt that problem that you were solving, right? Profession, you have the skill set or expertise to actually solve that problem better than most. And in passion, you care enough to keep iterating, improving, and serving. So if you've lived the pain, mastered the skill, and loved the mission, that's when you build something exceptional. Most people only have one or two. The rare few who have all three create world-class products. And so the beauty of Alex's system right now, or where he is right now, is he sort of went through the pain. It was essentially his profession for a long time, and he has an extreme passion for that market, right? So
we literally have all three as well.
I know. So it's so pain, profession, and passion. Like that's the main thing. And Alex says if you just have one of those, you will be successful. Pretty cool. Soon, he and Layla called every gym owner they knew, offering the new gym launch package, right, which is just the info, all the systems as well, I guess. The response was massive. In 1 month, they made nearly $500K US. The next year, the company brought in $26 million in revenue and $70 million in profit. The profit margin was massive.
It's because it's a course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
High margins.
Yeah, a course, or essentially a licensing model. Yeah. They expanded into supplements and software, building a full ecosystem for gym owners. Alex had finally done what the Rockefeller once said was the secret to success: do the common thing uncommonly well. By 32, Alex had achieved financial freedom. In 2021, he and Layla sold most of their company for $46.2 million. The same man who once slept on the gym floor, broke and stressed, was now free. Proof that betting on your own ideas can turn struggle into fortune.
Awesome, that's a pivotal part in his journey. And the next part is now where he's currently at, which is acquisition.com. And essentially, this is when he started building his brand. And imagine how cool it would have been if he documented everything from the start, you know, like sleeping on the gym floor, imagine like, yo, what's up guys? I mean,
Yeah, I'm out here sleeping.
yeah, so I feel like it's cool to start documenting from the get-go. Like that's why Iman Gadzhi's personal brand is so powerful, because he documented from he was broke. Alex Hormozi only recently started to build his brand. You know, when I think it was when Gym Launch started. So that's already like 3 to 5 years into it. But also then again, he says, oh no, but your brand will grow quicker once you've got some authority to back it. But both work.
Yeah.
Both work. And I feel like, you know, the one where you build your brand as you want to come up, I feel like it's more trustworthy.
I think there's a balance, because also, like in the beginning, I think the main focus majority should be on building the thing, the product. And like if you're documenting training or like you're filming a lot, like if it just mustn't take too much time. Like that's the main thing. Like and it takes long to get into the rhythm. But as soon as you have something you can see works well or whatever, there's a lot of value in that. So however you figure out how to systemize it or whatever, if you can film, it's massive long term. Yeah.
Cool. So this next part. So after selling Gym Launch for the 46.2 million, I believe, Alex suddenly had millions, but also a question. What now? He didn't want to be remembered only as the gym guy, right, in his niche. In 2021, he and Layla started acquisition.com, investing in and mentoring businesses to scale from a few millions to tens of millions. That which they already have experience in, right? Instead of buying companies outright, they took smaller shares and added massive value through strategy, systems, and leadership. As Alex said, we come in, write a check, add value, and help grow the business. Essentially consulting. It's basically that's all it is. They hop on a call with the CEO and founder, and they're like, okay, cool, do this.
But like, I mean, something that's very like prevalent in here is this guy's got a passion for this stuff, right? Like he lives for this. I mean, imagine you got paid 46.2 million like yesterday, and you decide like, yo, fuck this, like let's start another business.
But
right?
the thing is, for a year he did nothing. I remember he said that was his most miserable year ever. Where he saw the business and it's like,
he
kind of peel that layer of the onion, and then that happens with everyone. It's like you kind of finish that purpose, that layer of your purpose, you peel that onion layer, right? And you essentially want to go deeper and deeper. And now it's like, yo, in no man's land.
Like Naval Ravikant says, right? Like this is a quote that I've repeated a couple of times, but it's so true. It's like the point of the game is to play the game, to ultimately win the game, to either get rid of the game or to continue playing the game out of the sheer enjoyment out of it, right?
Yeah, you won the game.
So you won the game, which was that current business, and essentially just the financial, like to get money and get rich, right? That's the game he won. And so now he needs to decide two things. He either needs to play a new game, right? Like he needs to decide what's the new goal, or he's going to continue playing the game out of the sheer enjoyment out of it.
And that's definitely what he did.
And that's what he's doing right now. He loved the game so much that he's willing to play it without financial incentive. And so in that year, that we're not really summarizing in right now, but like he had to decide, like what's his why now? It's not going to be out of proving his father incorrect or moving into a bigger house so that he can prove to his in-laws, right, that he is successful and prove to Layla that she made the right decision. This is now purely out of a sense of just enjoyment. And he's willingly suffering building a business because he enjoys it. So he's a different breed, right?
So that ties directly into what he said. Yeah, we come in, write a check, add value, and help grow the business. It was full circle. Now he was the kind of investor you once wished for.
Oh, it's like a deep,
So basically full circle moment. And quote to tie that in is, he said the only way to make money is to solve problems for people who can pay. Or solve rich people problems, they pay better, right? Mm-hmm. Because what he's doing is he's going to companies worth making like $1 million a year and scaling them to tens of millions. But now, I believe he's doing even further. He's doing 10 million to like 100 million.
Yeah.
So he started with $1 million to 10 million. For example, like us, we can't help people go from 1 million to 10 because we are there. We help people go from $0 to $10,000 a month or $10,000 to $20,000 a month, right? Like that is our sphere. But as we scale our business, right? Let's say the info does $100,000 a month. We can now help people with their info product. We can maybe add that as a new offer where we help info clients, maybe from South Africa, go from $10 to $100,000 a month with the info business because we've achieved that ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
I also think to add on to that, right? It's like, he didn't sit there and think like, I don't know if I can do it, or like, no, it's, when you look on the outside of people starting a business or running a business, you tend to think like, this is so complex. How does he do it? This is so crazy or whatever. It's like, no, you just put one foot in front of the other, right? So even Alex, he says, volume negates luck. If you want confidence in any endeavor, right, you need to do tremendous amount of volume to a point where it would be unreasonable for you to suck at that thing. And it's not just doing more, it's doing more, looking at what worked, then doing more of what worked. Outwork your self-doubt, volume kills insecurity.